TLO, what's poppin'? We are on Twitch. We are not live, but you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK. Right above me, this is if we go live and you miss it, highlights and things of that nature. Don't forget, we do got a Patreon. We post here Monday through Friday. So, you know what I'm saying? Lock in with me. At least, do a little month. You can afford that. It's like $3. Don't forget, we do got merch as well, man. I like what y'all been doing, man. Appreciate that. The link to all of this is down in the description. Just hit more on the video and then hit the link tree. All of it will pop up. This is 15 minutes with. I was groomed into drug trafficking at 14. This is Lad Bible. Let's get into it, man.
Grew up in Barking up until I was about 10. I left for secondary school to go live in Essex, which was Chelmsford. Yeah, I feel like after secondary school, towards the end,
it's always Essex.
Wrong people, and it kind of just escalated from there.
And what about, the area that you moved to? What sort of area was that?
There's nothing there really. It's just like there's a bus every hour. Chelmsford's pretty much a retirement city. There's quite old people there. There wasn't a lot of black people around me. I feel like that kind of just gave me like a boosted ego where I used to just act like a bit outlandish with things, innit? Just because I was the only kid there that was a different colour, and I just feel like kind of pushed me to have that narrative of being a naughty kid. I feel like at the time I didn't really have much role models. Like, I don't speak to my dad, so I don't have a father figure to kind of lead me the way, to show me that, this is not the right thing to do as a man. But yeah, I don't feel like I had much. I feel like if I had any role models, it was the wrong people, and they were showing me the wrong ways of living. We start going to parties with older people.
No cap. It's always the fatherless, man. It's important to be a dad. Telling y'all, be in y'all kids' life. Y'all hear this, man, pleading.
And they start doing different drugs rather than just smoking weed and drinking alcohol. Start popping pills and stuff and doing like ket and stuff like that. And I feel like from then, the people that were selling it, I was good friends with, innit? So we just kind of grew in and started selling it with them. And from then, we just moved on. We got involved with some people that were selling hard food. Probably about year 9, it was just like in school, naughtiness. I feel like once it got to like year 10, year 11, so then I really started bringing that outside of school where kind of was a thing that we just start selling weed on the side, start making money off that, getting involved with other local little weed sellers out the same age as us, having little tear-ups and that. And we just went from weed to start selling coke, start selling pills and that at parties. Then we went on to selling hard food where
I will say to y'all, man, a lot of people be like, oh, weed is a gateway drug. Weed is a gateway drug. I don't believe it as a user that it's a gateway drug. But if you're on the trapping side, it's definitely a gateway drug.
I got involved with this one guy telling us to go out to Brighton and different places. So we went, I think it was like 15, 14.
Do you mind explaining exactly what County Lines Up is?
Pretty much just for me, I was like a runner. So I wasn't really the main guy, but it'd just be taking food from different places. Say the guys in London, we take the food from London, go Brighton, and then we'll set up shop in some guy's house, or we'll have somewhere to stay, and we'll start selling from there. The line was already built, so it was just a matter of answering the phone and going to meet these people.
Yeah, at this point, we already all know the lingo, so.
I feel like I just kind of took the risk because money was coming in and I was quite young as well, so kind of just feeding my addiction as well, smoking weed and that and going out, so.
How was it distributed between you and your friends and how did that work?
When we met the guy.
Hold on, time out. So wait, he said he kind of took that risk. So he wasn't really groomed, was he? He knew what was going on. He knew what was going on. He said he took that risk to feed his own little habit and,
We met him in Chelmsford, innit? So we knew him from Chelmsford, but he was from London. So we used to go to London and we used to grab the food off him and I don't know how to explain it, we used to go on the train, Concealer, and then we'd get to the place where he'd tell us to go. We'd be like, oh, there's a user's yard that you're going to, or there's a scales yard that you're going to go to. We'd go there and then we would organise the food and bag it up, split it up and just distribute it from there, innit? And if anything happened, we'd have to just set up a new house or go to a new user, give him some food to let us stay in his house for the night, or shut out his house until we move.
What type of drugs was it that you know?
County line. It was crack and heroin, so hard food pretty much is what you call it.
The best business to start in 2023 is
Yeah, you're not going county to go trap marijuana. You're going county because it's more lucrative out there because they can't get the same quality, and you going to go, you know what I'm saying? And you could sell out probably in a week. But most of the times I'm hearing about county lines, you got to stay out there until it's done. Buddy.
Money would you say that you were making? What sort of money would you say that you were making then?
Minimum wage below.
So like probably the best week has like a run. I probably made like $2,000 in a week. It wasn't really a thing where I was smart enough to save no money or use it properly. I was just literally using it to feed an addiction at the time.
That's the most I ever seen somebody working county lines make as a runner or one of them kids just doing it.
Just feed a lifestyle that I shouldn't really have been living.
Do you know what sort of money the person above you was making, your supplier?
Whatever I made, he made 7 times of, because whatever pack I sold, I got 100 out of it. He got 700 back. So whatever that he was getting the food for, I don't know what he got the food for. Say he got it for like £200 per 80-bit pack. He'd probably make like 600, 700 per pack. So he'd probably be making like 5, 6 times more than me in profit.
How did he treat you?
He was alright, to be fair. Like a lot of the times where I went dealing with other people as well, I got treated badly, but I was only there for like a few times and I left because the comparison between me in Brighton and me in this other place where I was in Chelmsford, but I had to deal with these other people for a bit. I just left because these men used to try to bump me. They used to try to treat me bad. They used to try to pay me in like weed and stuff and try to treat me as a goalie because I was young. But he never really treated me bad like that. He wasn't a bad person. I feel like he was just involved in that. He used to pay us right. He used to show us how to do it as well. So I feel like, yeah, he weren't really that bad in it. You get worse people than him.
And the sort of people that you were selling?
It's just like, you take care of your employees, they're going to take care of you, like in a real job, in a 9 to 5. If you take care of your employees, they're going to take care of you. Like managers, they're going to make you look good for the higher-ups when they get asked questions. Like it's simple. It don't change just because of this. At the end of the day, this be a business. Think about it, man.
When you're in Brighton, what were they like?
Just users, to be fair. Those users, I never really sold to other people. Like I never sold to other dealers or was high enough to sell to other dealers, but it was just other users, isn't it? We sold to users all ages, man. We used to sell to people that were like 19, 20 users, and people that are like 70, 60 users. So one couple that were, can't remember what their names were, but they were like 17 or 16, both of them. They were like my age. And we used to chill with them sometimes, we smoked Zeus with them, but they were my age, they were users, like both. They used to use heroin and coke, so they've probably been injected since they were like 13 or 14, but they were young, man. They've literally been like hard users, they don't go to school or nothing, they just on the street all day. They were like girlfriend and boyfriend, but they were my age at the time, innit? So that hit quite close.
Let's talk about your mum and like your family. Do you have communication with her?
Yeah, I was very distant to my mum. I got a lot of missing persons filed for me because now I would be gone for like a week and a half, and I'll come back, the police would just leave the whole investigation when I come back. But it happened quite a few times. I feel like I went missing like 4 or 3 times, and police were always at my door. They were trying to find me. Police were going to like my ex-girlfriend's houses and that. And yeah, I feel like I was quite distant from my mum. I kind of just ignored everything she said to me. Kind of just pushed her out of the equation because I feel like she was the only person that held on for a long time, trying to get me out of this life. And she said to me as well that at a point she never saw me coming back. She thought that I'll be stuck in that life for good. But she still tried. She still was.
No cap, a mom's love will never waver for her children, like never, especially her son. I don't know about the daughter portion. My mom got 3 boys, so I know their love will never, you know what I'm saying, she'll never give up.
Trying to call me, still filing reports and that.
How long were you actually spending in Brighton?
2 weeks, a week, most of the time. I'd come back and but the thing is, I'd come back and go back to my friend's house. I wouldn't even go home. I'd be gone for a month or less than a month from home. So I'd go to my friend's house, maybe come home for like a day or so, sometimes my mum would even be in, she'd be working, and I'd just be leave again. So yeah, there was times my mum didn't see me for like 3 weeks most of the time. I thought I was very shallow back then. I feel like now it makes me sad to think that I made my mum feel that way for so long, but at the time, to be honest, I didn't really care.
You had run-ins with the police, right?
Yeah, the day I got arrested was when it changed. The area we was in, like,
No cap, that's a fair enough statement because we can all look back in retrospect and be like, oh yeah, hey, hold on. Retrospect, I just really learned what that word mean. Now it's in my vocabulary for real though. And this is just a case I wanted to showcase. You know what I'm saying? So you can look back in retrospect and be like, oh yeah, man, I really feel bad about it. But when it was going on live action, I was too involved in the streets to care.
the strip.
The police, right?
Yeah, the day I got arrested was when it changed. The area we was in, like the strip area we was in, was very hot. So we like moved from like 3 yards in the same week. So there was a lot of police around. There was a lot of like meat wagons, like big police trucks. So I feel like they kind of really clocked on to us. But at the time, I just kind of brushed it. I just kept.
I'm not going to let that slide. He said there's a lot of what wagons? Meat wagons? Pause.
Moving house.
Go back.
Trucks. So I feel like they kind of really clocked on to us. But at the time, hot. So we like moved from like 3 yards in the same week. So there was a lot of police around. There was a lot of like meat wagons, like big police trucks. So
I ain't never heard that terminology used. Meat wagons? Never heard it.
I feel like they kind of really clocked on to us, but at the time I just kind of brushed it. I just kept on moving houses. So it got to a point where I moved to this one user's house, and when I've gone out to go back to London. Actually, I've run out of food. I ran out of dark, and I only had light on me. So I was gonna go back to London to get more food off my supplier, and I've come out the yard, and there was like police everywhere. Like there was police on the roads. There was police on bikes, and I tried to cycle out and run away, but I got caught, obviously, and I got taken to cells for that day.
How did that feel sort of when you were in the cells?
I feel like when I first got arrested initially, it kind of hit me because I didn't have anything concealed. I had everything on me that could have got me jeopardized or put me in jail. So I knew that at the time I was caught red-handed in it. So in cells, when I was waiting to be searched.
Man's had his whole pack on him. That's crazy. But at that age, man, you rather had a whole pack on you than have it left somewhere because you know how that go. And even if you don't know how it go firsthand, you know how it go from watching these. It's that risk is in your head is worth taking.
Yeah, I was stressed. All I could think about is, what's my family gonna think? What's my mum gonna think? Because my mum didn't actually know that I was like shotting hard food. She knew that I was selling drugs, but she didn't know that I was shotting like crack and heroin at the time. So she found out after I got arrested.
Did you call her when you were in there?
Yeah, they asked me to call my mum because I was under 18, so I had to call my mum to get my mum there.
What did she say when you called her?
I don't actually remember, to be fair, but I just remember being like proper stressed. Maybe I remember the phone call made me sweat a lot, so I was stressed out at the time.
What was it that you were charged with?
I got charged guilty on basis for intent to supply, so I didn't get any jail time. I got put on tag for a year. I got arrested for having a bladed article. I got arrested for a robbery as well, but it was only like a minor one where I just stole some clothes of some guy. And it was like another assault as well, but this was something completely different. So I had all these at the same time that I was going to court for. I don't know, so I saw my cousin go to jail at the time as well for the same thing, and he's gone to jail for like 20 years now. So I was thinking, it's not worth it, like, it's quick money, it's not worth it. As soon as I go to jail, I'm going to jail for like 7 years. So.
Oh my God, 20 years? Hey, listen, I know your cousin, and you know what, I ain't even gonna be disrespectful, but hypothetically speaking, I know your brother and your cousin in there doing something with some male cheeks. My bad, G, I gotta say this, 20? That's tough. No, sir. No disrespect though, free the guys, but like 20 years, that's Fleece Johnson in there, like that's different.
So it's gonna completely just even out. Like I'm gonna make £0 in jail. Do you know what I mean? So 7 years, it's gonna add up to a normal wage if I just live a normal life. Do you know what I mean? Or get my qualifications and live a comfortable life rather than having to look over my back all the time and spend time in jail. Because I didn't put anyone's name
You're right.
down. I didn't get anyone in trouble for what I did, so it kind of let me
Stood
push
tall.
away without no repercussions. Do you know what I mean? I know there's a lot of other kids in different situations where they've not been stupid about it, but they've got out by snitching on the people that they work with, and they get like maybe stabbed or get like threats made towards them. So yeah, it was difficult.
The crazy thing about snitching is you still might have to do jail time. You snitch, you're going to get a lesser sentence, but you might still have to do jail time. And as a snitch, you get that label on your back, and there, every day is hell. You're going to go through it every day. And then you got to get relocated when you get out. Like, do it really, like, you know what I'm saying? Your family in trouble at that point. Like, if you not 6'9" and you ain't got no money, like, it ain't worth snitching either.
Fact that like I lost a lot of friends. All the friends I was with for that whole time, I was friends with for a long time. Like friends with since I was like early teens. So completely lost friendship with them. Didn't speak to them no more. And shortly after, I found out both of them, my mates, they went to jail. So it wasn't the fact that I could even speak to them. So yeah.
And the target restricted you to stay in what area?
Essex. So I wasn't allowed to go to London. I wasn't allowed to leave anywhere other than Essex. And I'd have to speak to my parole officer if I wanted to go anywhere more than 30 miles out from my house. My curfew was 9 o'clock, so it wasn't too bad, but I couldn't stay out after night or anything. I couldn't go out and do things, do you know what I mean? I was located every single second of like my life for the time I was on it. And I kind of learned quite a lot of my parole officer. He was really nice, to be fair. Like, he was a good person. He wasn't one of those guys that were trying to indict me by telling me.
I ain't gonna lie, this dude been seeing the nice in everybody, ain't he? He one of those glass half full people. That's the way to live, though.
And me telling him information and get me done for it, he was generally trying to help me. And I feel like I built a trust with him over time, and I feel like I kind of opened up to him quite a lot. And he showed me like what I was doing weren't really helping. And I feel like he opened my eyes, to be fair.
And in terms of like what you focus on now?
Just boxing, really. I just finished college. I've done my level 4 in engineering. Not really a fan of it, so I'm going back to uni next year, and I'm gonna go be doing computer science. So I gotta do like an Axis year. So I'm gonna be there for like 4 years, but right now it's just boxing. I train a lot, so the main thing I focused on is boxing. I feel like my mum was...
And you know what's crazy? Boxing is probably like his therapy. Probably go there, feel real therapeutic. That's how it is with me on here. I'll be like therapeutic when I'm in the streams and stuff. Make sure y'all lock in on them streams, but like be therapeutic. TheeLitOne on Twitch.
The least person to put consequences on me, at the sense that she kind of understood that what I was doing I got addicted to, and she was kind of soft to me on it, to be fair, but she just made sure that I was safe, and she got CCTV around the house and that, because she was a bit pranged that anyone would come back and try to do me over for leaving that sort of lifestyle. I'm close with my mum. I've always been close with my mum, but I kind of pushed her away for the time when I was out there selling drugs. But yeah, my mum's my best friend. I've always been so close to my mum. It's the only person I really have that's like my intermediate family.
What sort of regrets do you have then when you look back as well?
I feel like just the way I treat people. And the way I was... I just had a lot of hate at the time. I was a very hateful person at the time. I feel like that's my only regret, being so hateful and so shallow towards the people that actually care about me. But I think it was just a mindset. That come along with it. Being around that every day. I feel like you force yourself into a mindset to
That's a fact.
Where do you think that stems from, though?
I don't know, really. It could have been stemming from smoking weed all the time, not doing anything positive, being around bad people all the time. I feel like that might have been it. I don't really know, to be fair.
I wouldn't blame it on weed. I would probably use surroundings. There's probably some stuff, no father figure. Like, it's probably some underlying stuff.
I didn't really have much love in my heart. I was a very hateful person towards a lot of people. The only really times I was really happy was like when I was just chilling with my few friends and that and going out, but rarely we did that, do you know what I mean?
When you look back, obviously that you were young, do you feel like you were taken advantage of at all?
I feel like I wasn't taking advantage of that in the fact that I was a clean slate, do you know what I mean? I was easier to brainwash I feel like it's more of addiction. I feel like they led me into an addiction rather than me being brainwashed. So I feel like, yeah, I was taken advantage of. I was taken advantage of in the sense that they made me addicted to what I was doing. I don't really look at it as me being...
They didn't make you addicted to it. I think you have an addictive personality, and you became addicted to something they presented to you. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't your fault because you was 14. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't have no knowledge of addiction. You ain't have no knowledge of what was going on. You know what I'm saying? If they would have put a basketball in front of you or something, you would have got addicted to that, and it would have been a whole nother story we talking about. But at the time, that was just what you was faced with. You feel me? Ain't nobody fault. I mean, those were adults that put you in that situation. But at the same time, like you said earlier, hey, you kind of knew what you was doing, right?
Scared. I was never really scared.
But you still were a
sense,
child, yes, I understand.
I was kind of naive to the whole thing, do you know what I mean? I just wanted to make money at the time. And getting out in the way I did, I got out very lucky. So, yeah, I feel like it's opened my eyes and it's kind of kept me well behaved and it's keeping me striving to my goals because I know that anything can really happen. I feel like the one thing is as well, a lot of young kids are out here selling rather than the people that are actually running it. Because it's really easy to brainwash a clean slate, you know what I mean? It's easier to brainwash a kid rather than a man.
Talk about it. Thumbnail. But listen, any single mothers out there, man, if you got kids and you worried about them going down the wrong path, put them in something with a coach, with a male coach. Put them in taekwondo, put them in boxing, put them in a sport. And that male coach, hopefully he's mentally stable enough to know that in these positions that you in, sometimes you're going to be a father figure. So that's what I would say, dude, man. TLO, leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post. I'm gone.